Hello, my name is Rebecca Hoda-Kearse. I'm the Title IX Coordinator and Affirmative Action Officer at ESF. Today we're going to be talking about Title IX, sexual discrimination, harassment, dating violence, and stalking, and related reporting for students. For our learning outcomes, we will be identifying sexual harassment, discrimination, domestic and sexual violence, and stalking. And we will be recognizing reporting options and also some supportive resources for you. Our ultimate goal is to raise awareness. So in addition to defining some important terms, we also will be talking about consent, who to report it to, and also how to recognize resources and use them within the community. First, sexual harassment means conduct on the basis of sex that satisfies one or more of the following. First, the recipient conditioning the provision of an aid, benefit, or service of a recipient on an individual's participation in unwelcome sexual conduct. Second, unwelcome conduct determined by a person to be so severe, pervasive, and objectively offensive that it effectively denies a person equal access to the recipient's education program or activity. Or 3, sexual assault, dating violence, and domestic violence. So we're going to break that down just a little bit for you. When it comes to sex discrimination, that's the overarching category of including all forms of sexual harassment, including verbal sexual harassment and sexual violence by employees, students, or third parties against employees, students, or third parties. Anyone can be a reporting individual or a respondent, and discrimination can impact all genders, students, and employees at all ranks of the institution. So for the rights of reporting individuals, to make any report to the university police or campus security, local law enforcement, and or state police, you can go to those people, or you can of course choose not to report. You have a right to report the incident to your institution. Here it's ESF. And you also have the right to be protected by the institution from retaliation for reporting an incident. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So as you can see from the chart below, the first step could be law enforcement. Second, possibly student conduct if it goes that route. Healthcare, counseling, or other confidential supports and resources. Or of course, you can go the route of not reporting at all. So for the rights of both reporting and responding individuals, both have the right to receive assistance and resources from ESF. These supportive measures may include, but are not limited to, counseling, modifications of work or class schedules, restrictions on contact between the parties, such as no contact orders, and an advisor during the hearing if a hearing is required. As far as some New York State legislation that's important for you all to know, there is something called affirmative consent, and you will be hearing about that a little bit more also in your Choose Action Network session that is coming forward. Enough is enough, you may have heard about it, is a New York State legislation that adopts a uniform definition of affirmative consent, defined as knowing, voluntary, and a mutual decision among all participants that engage in a sexual activity. The other piece of this legislation is statewide amnesty. And this policy ensures that students reporting incidents of sexual assault are granted immunity for certain campus policy violations, such as drug and alcohol abuse. And the third tier to this plan is the creation of a new sexual assault victims unit within the state police that will have advanced training in responding to sexual assaults and related crimes. So we have a contact within the state that supports us with any case that comes forward. Okay, and just to talk a little bit about what affirmative consent is, and you'll be seeing a video, as I suggested, later on in a different session. But affirmative consent is knowing voluntarily, and it's a mutual decision among all participants to engage in sexual activity. Consent can be given by words or actions, as long as those words or actions create clear permission regarding willingness to engage in the sexual activity. Silence or lack of resistance in and of itself does not demonstrate consent. The definition of consent does not vary based on participants' sexual identity or sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. So if you are going to be making a report to the Title IX office, which will be me as a Title IX coordinator, if you want to do it for you, or you could also do it for someone else, resources and options will be given. Control of the process is with the individual that's making the report, and many accommodations can be made. So essentially, reporting to Title IX equals resources and options for you. I want it to be a helpful and engaging dialogue when we connect. So here is my information. I'm in Baker Lab, and we also have Dean Lombard, who is in Bray Hall, Dr. Ann Lombard. She is a deputy, and Amy McLaughlin, who is Associate Director of Human Resources. So these are private resources at the college that we work together in that way. If you want something purely confidential, that the college will not have access to this information because of licensure and other overarching responsibilities for the individuals. Counseling services is available. We have the chaplains at SU Hendricks Chapel, and Vera House, who is a close partner of ours that can support our students confidentially. So right here we have the phone numbers that you will have access to, and all of this information is also included on our Title IX website and in various places around campus. If in an emergency, we encourage everyone to call 911 or ESF University Police. We also have the Syracuse City Police Abused Person Unit and the New York State Police 24-hour hotline that we mentioned earlier. We have the number here as well for you. So we have a number of resources that we just want to connect you with. So you can have all this information on hand. If you ever encounter a situation, if you have a friend that's in a situation, we want to be able to have all this information accessible to you. SUNY has a website that has some links, the SUNY Saver website. So it's response.suny.edu, where you can get a number of resources, including Vera House that we discussed earlier, through that website. We also have an app that you can download, and there's some instructions here on how to do that, and we will be helping you at different points access this this website. It's a bias reporting system as well, so if you are experiencing hate, intimidation, we want you to log in on our website and report these bias incidents. So you can do this confidentially, or you can provide your information and we can follow up with you. But we want to make sure that you are all essentially feeling safe and you have access to all the resources that you need. I want to make sure that all of you walk away understanding that students have resources and options. And as you can see here at ESF EDU, Administration Title IX, we have a web page. I've referenced it several times. I also have an email, title9 at esf.edu. It's TITLE IX at esf.edu. Please email me. All of my information is online on the website. Please know that there are protections, accommodations, and grievance procedures on and off campus, but ultimately, only us all together can help make our campus climate safer. So communication, reporting, and taking care of each other is critical. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you all around campus. Take care and be safe. The following is my information.